Okay, next question comes from Alex. When I start the day off well, I often seem to cut short sessions in order to book the day's win. This is especially so if I've been on a bad run recently. So, for example, if in my first 30 tournaments I run at 100 CEV a game, I often seem to quit at that point, mean to play another session, but then get scared and don't do it. How do I stop doing this? Okay, so I'm going to say something general and then get to this question. But when we talk about problems like this, the answer to the question, how do I stop doing this, begins with another question, which is, why is that problem even here? What's the cause of it? Right? So it's very, very common for people to look at problem solving. And I mean that very, very specifically. Right? My job is really a problem solver. Right? The problem might be I'm not playing my A game enough, or I want to control my A game more often, or I'm having tilt, or I'm having focus issues, or I'm having this particular problem. But when you look at it from a problem-solving perspective, very often people jump too quickly into problem-solving mode before they really understand what the heck the problem is. And so in this case, right, it seems like, you know, you're booking wins, but the question is why, right? Now, my guess is that there's some fear involved, right? Fear is mentioned, but that's not your question, Alex. Okay, whatever. Still a question, not Alex's question. Got it. But the question becomes, why is it happening? Fear, but what's causing the fear? Is there a confidence issue? Is there a fear of not achieving long-term results? Is there added pressure because of short-term needs for money? Is there like a loss of confidence that's coming because the losing is affecting or causing some doubt? I mean, I think you want to be looking at those answers. And so the answer to this question and the answer to any question that is similar to it of how do you stop doing this, you stop it first by understanding why it's happening. And so you start asking yourself those why questions after your sessions, taking notes about what's going on in your head, and really trying to understand the root of the problem. And once you do that, then you're in a better position to actually solve it. So let's assume, for example, that the bad run has caused some loss of confidence. All right, so the loss of confidence could be tactical, right? There might be some misinterpretations of variance, and so you know, the thing that needs to get cleaned up or corrected would be a more realistic understanding of variance and how, you know, 30 tournaments. I mean, obviously that's just happening in one day, but let's even say, you know, it's been 1,000 tournaments, and I don't know the exact numbers on spins, but there's, in general, an overestimation as to what's possible, or sorry, what's not possible with variance in the short term. Meaning people tend to underestimate what can happen and underestimate the likelihood that it could happen to them. So there's probably some cleaning up that needs to go on in terms of really understanding the predictability that you could have a bad run like that, given your given win rate or ROI. So that's number one. Number two is there's probably some weaknesses that have gotten exposed, right? You've probably made some mistakes that might not otherwise have been made. So maybe there's been some tilt, or there's been some frustration, or there's been some low-level doubt that has contributed to some technical problems. So you actually want to start working on those as well, right? Not just the technical problems, but the doubt or the frustration that's been building over time too, because that's going to make it easier for you to make really bad mistakes. And then if you're working on the technical side, then it becomes easier for you to fight up against the doubt and the frustration, even if you haven't corrected that. So the point is, you can shore up your confidence by better understanding variance, better understanding, you know, why your game degraded to this point, and actually shore up some technical mistakes as well.